Hello, welcome to School Health Presents, working with our exceptional individuals during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Dr. Rheipp, and I want to talk to you today about what we can be doing with reading. Reading is a passion for many individuals. Reading is a way of understanding a world well beyond the world that we're in. Reading is a way of us trying to get away from some of the harsh realities of what's going on, but also in the same way trying to find individuals that may be thinking and feeling like us. So it's essential that we maintain good reading habits as we have individuals at home and unable to go out. So what are some of the things we can be doing with reading? Well, making sure that we've got opportunities for them to read. And that can be in a lot of different ways. For some of our individuals that are cognitively functioning at a lower level who may not be able to read, we always end up with very simple books. This one's just Mommy Hugs. And we share with them, we read with them. The critical piece you want to remember while you're reading with your individuals, and it doesn't matter younger children neurotypically or individuals who are exceptional in nature. Let them see the words as you're reading them too. Work with them. Let them feel as though they're becoming part of the story. And as we're going through, it's not a rush. It's not a race to get through. Read with comfort. Read with emphasis. Read with passion. As you're going through and reading, sometimes the questions might be, well, listen, I've got work I've got to do. How can I be there constantly reading to individuals? There are a couple of different things that you want to be aware of. There are on the internet a lot of different videos of stories that an individual can use while they're out. Now, the caveat that I always give with that is the fact that when you're allowing that individual to go out onto the internet, they can go out and maybe do some other surfing too along the way and get sidetracked. So suddenly that video of a nice story might turn into the latest reviews on a movie that had just come out or a movie that's been postponed. So you want to make sure you're able to keep individuals on track. When it comes to reading stories from the internet, though, it doesn't always have to be you or them. I've got my good friend Lammykins here. Lammykins is a Bloomin Pal. Some of you already have Bloomin Pals, and I think they're absolutely phenomenal. Bloomin Pals can be hooked to any Bluetooth-enabled device. So I've just got Lammykins here hooked to my cell phone. So forgive me for looking away. I'm just actually opening my cell phone now. And I'm going to have her tell you a story.
Reading lots. I hope you have. Well, today we have a very special book called Be Kind by Pat Miller. What does being kind mean to you? Does being kind mean helping someone out when they need it? Or being kind can be...
So I'm going to pause right there. Thank you, Lammykins, for actually sharing with us. But a Bloomin Pal is a great way for, again, any individual with exceptionalities to be carrying around something that can be connected, that can be telling stories, that can be comforting. It is still a stuffed animal. And so therefore there's the ability to squeeze, to hug. It also, because you want it to be able to sit up, is lightly weighted. And so it can be something that sits on a lap and applies just a light amount of pressure. It's about 1 pound of pressure. So it's not a lot when it comes to that. So that's another alternative that's out there when it comes to reading. One of my favorite things to actually be using in this day and age is a Discover Talking Pen. So I'm going to turn this on real quick. And within the idea, you're going to hear it come up loud and clear.
Welcome to the magical world of Discover Talking Pen.
The Discover Talking Pen is basically a record and replay device, but it is a specialized record and replay device. So again, I'm just going to pull up Mommy Hugs as we've got it here. You'll see here at the bottom of page 2, 3 dots. You've got a red dot, a yellow dot, and a blue dot. What you would do to record anything in here is you would interact with those dots as the adult, as the guardian, as the teacher. Then you take the red dot and the yellow dot out, leaving only the blue dot, because then when that individual presses on the blue dot,
Mommy parrot hugs her chick with a nibble. Mommy polar bear hugs her cub with a tickle.
and so you can have anyone's voice on this as you're going through. The great thing about this is it has about 137 hours worth of record time on it. And so realistically, you can have larger books, like one of my favorites, Pokey Little Puppy, that will read entire paragraphs and
And
pages.
when they got to the top of the hill, they counted themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. One little puppy wasn't there. Now where in the world is that pokey little puppy, they wondered, for he certainly wasn't on top of the hill.
So again, that's another alternative that you may have when it comes to reading. The most important thing you can do with reading, though, is actually something every single one of us can do at home. Start with your favorite book. Read to your individuals. As you notice, I kind of like reading. Even from the time that my son was an infant, I started reading to him every night. I started when he was 6 days old. As time went on, books like Pokey Little Puppy, like Mommy Hugs, developed into other books. And as we got into the grade school years, reading actually became something more like reading Treasure Island. Not necessarily reading the whole thing, but reading bits and pieces and sharing the fact that I loved this book too. Why is that important to share with, again, those individuals books that you love? Because they will hear your passion. They will hear your ideas coming through. And when you finish and they say, well, what does that mean? Smile, look at them and say, I'll tell you what it means to me, but what does it mean to you first? I want to hear about that. And get them thinking, get them interacting. Dr. Louise Rosenblatt, back in the day, taught us about the transactional theory of reading, where literally meaning is taken from kind of a triangulation of sources. It's taken from the words, it's taken from the author, and it's taken from the context of that individual and that individual's life. There are some stories right now that as you're reading them, they might actually really start to understand within the dynamic of, listen, I can't go out and play with my friends. I can't go visit other people. And that's an interesting dynamic for that to take, because those are lessons that then can be translated and used over and over again. So share your favorite books.
Come play with me, kids.
And don't forget the talking pen, as she mentions, to come and play with her. But share reading time with them. Make it an important point of your day. I know that you're having to go into another office and do some things, or you're out trying to scramble and still work certain shifts. We're all in this together. But again, working with our exceptional individuals at home is going to require just a little bit more time for what we're doing. Thank you for all that you're doing. Know that we're in this all together, and just like Treasure Island, good things will happen at the end.